Across the African continent, cinema has often done more than entertain. It has preserved history, confronted injustice, and told stories that the world might otherwise forget. These are films that didn't just tell African stories, they told them with honesty, courage, and heart. Today, we are looking at 10 African movies that captured our stories with honesty, depth, and unforgettable storytelling. So let's get into it. Tsotsi, 2005. Few films capture the complexity of life in South Africa's townships the way Tsotsi does. Directed by Gavin Hood, the film follows a young Johannesburg gang leader whose life takes an unexpected turn after he steals a car, only to discover a baby in the back seat. What begins as a crime story quickly transforms into a deeply human journey about redemption. As Tsotsi struggles to care for the child, he is forced to confront the violence and trauma that shaped his own life growing up in the slums. The film explores poverty, guilt, and the possibility of change with remarkable emotional depth. Tsotsi made history in 2006 when it won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, becoming the first South African film ever to win the honor. It remains one of Africa's most internationally recognized cinematic achievements. Sarafina, 1992. Sarafina is one of the most powerful films ever made about the fight against apartheid. Directed by Darrell Root and based on the acclaimed stage musical by Mbongeni Ngema, the film tells the story of a young South African schoolgirl whose life is transformed by the student uprising against apartheid in the 1970s. At the center of the story is Sarafina, played by Leleti Khumalo, whose admiration for her teacher inspires her to join the struggle for freedom. The film features legendary performances from Whoopi Goldberg and Miriam Makeba, blending music, protest, and raw emotion to capture the spirit of resistance. Sarafina remains a cultural landmark, reminding audiences of the courage of young people who fought for justice during one of Africa's darkest political eras. Nairobi Half-Life, 2012. When Nairobi Half-Life premiered in 2012, it marked a turning point for modern Kenyan cinema. Directed by David Tosh Gitonga, the film follows a young aspiring actor named Mwaz who leaves his rural hometown for Nairobi in search of opportunity. But instead of fame, he finds himself pulled into the city's dangerous criminal underworld. Through its gritty storytelling and raw depiction of life in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi Half-Life captures the harsh realities many young Africans face when chasing dreams in big cities. The film became Kenya's first ever submission for the Academy Awards and remains one of the most important films in the country's cinematic history. October 1, 2014. Directed by Kunle Afolayan, October 1 is a gripping historical thriller set in the days leading up to Nigeria's independence from British colonial rule. The story follows Detective Danladi Waziri, who is assigned to investigate a series of mysterious murders in a small town just days before October 1, 1960, Nigeria's Independence Day. As the investigation unfolds, deeper tensions emerge, exposing tribal conflicts, colonial influence, and hidden secrets within the community. Blending crime, politics, and history, the film explores the complexities of Nigeria's past and the fragile foundation upon which the nation was built. October 1 is widely regarded as one of the most ambitious and critically acclaimed films in modern Nollywood. The Burial of Kojo, 2018. Few African films are as visually poetic as The Burial of Kojo. Directed by Blitz Batsawule, the film tells the story of a young girl named Essie who believes she must travel into a mystical spiritual world to save her father from a tragic fate. The narrative moves between reality and folklore, weaving together themes of family, memory, guilt, and destiny. What sets the film apart is its striking visual style and dreamlike storytelling. The Burial of Kojo became Ghana's first submission to the Academy Awards for Best International Feature Film, marking a major milestone for Ghanaian cinema. Sometimes in April 2005. Sometimes in April is one of the most haunting portrayals of the 1994 Rwandan genocide ever put on film. Directed by Raoul Peck, the story follows a Rwandan army officer whose family is torn apart during the genocide that claimed the lives of nearly 1 million people in just 100 days. The film moves between the events of the genocide and the aftermath years later as survivors attempt to find justice and healing. Rather than sensationalizing violence, the film focuses on the human cost of hatred and the painful process of reconciliation. It remains one of the most powerful cinematic reflections on one of Africa's most tragic historical moments. Queen of Katwe 2016. Based on a true story, Queen of Katwe tells the inspiring journey of Fiona Mutesi, a young girl from the slums of Katwe in Kampala who discovers an extraordinary talent for chess. Directed by Mira Nair, the film stars Lupita Nyong'o and David Oyelowo and follows Fiona's rise from poverty to becoming a national chess champion. Beyond the game itself, the film is about opportunity, resilience, and the transformative power of education. Queen of Katwe brought global attention to an uplifting African story and celebrated the brilliance that can emerge from even the most unlikely places. Half of a Yellow Sun 2013. Based on the award-winning novel by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Half of the Yellow Sun explores the devastating impact of the Nigerian Civil War, also known as the Biafran War. Directed by B. Bandele, the film follows two sisters whose lives are dramatically altered by the conflict that divided Nigeria in the late 1960s. Through love, loss, and survival, the story captures how war reshapes families, identities, and entire nations. The film stars Chiwetel Ejiofor, Thandiwe Newton, and Genevieve Inaji, bringing together an international cast to tell one of the most significant stories in Nigerian history. Timbuktu 2014. Timbuktu tells the story of life under extremist occupation in northern Mali. Directed by Abdurrahman Sissako, the film depicts how residents of the historic city of Timbuktu struggle to maintain their humanity and cultural identity under oppressive rules imposed by militant groups. Through quiet yet powerful storytelling, the film highlights the resilience of ordinary people in the face of authoritarian control. Timbuktu received global critical acclaim and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, bringing international attention to stories from the Sahel region. The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind 2019. Based on the true story of William Kamkwamba, this film tells the remarkable story of a young Malawian boy who builds a wind turbine to save his village from famine. Directed by and starring Chiwetel Ejiofor, the film explores themes of innovation, perseverance, and the power of education. Despite limited resources, William uses knowledge from a library book to build a wind power generator that brings electricity and hope to his community. The story became a global symbol of African ingenuity and determination. Great films entertain us, but the most powerful films stay with us long after the screen fades to black. They remind us where we come from, they challenge how we see the world, and sometimes they help us understand ourselves a little better. These 10 films did exactly that. They captured Africa in all its complexity, its pain, its beauty, its hope, and its unstoppable spirit. And the truth is, this list could be much longer. So, tell us in the comments, which African film told your story best? Because the continent is still creating stories, and the world is finally paying attention. And don't forget to subscribe to CBI Productions for more powerful stories from African cinema.